Tesla has officially canceled the current Model Y. The new Juniper refresh is built, it's ready to go on sale, and while this new Model Y is better in like 90% of ways, there also are some drawbacks that you do need to know about because it's not really good news unanimously all around. So in this video, let me tell you the truth after digging through everything, the top 5 bad pieces of news you need to know about with Model Y Juniper, and why the best thing you can do might just be to not wait for this upgrade because it might be a big downgrade for you for a few big reasons. Also, a huge thanks to Mini REVs for their support of the channel. If you want to get your own super high quality mini Tesla for yourself, link of course right down below. Alright, so the current story of the Model Y is a little controversial for a couple of big reasons. Obviously, no one can sort of doubt Elon and Tesla's success. The Model Y is like the world's best-selling car because it is a really phenomenal car, packing a good design, packs a ton of functionality, versatility, range, power, tech. Lot to love about the Model Y, don't get me wrong. But the Model Y driving around the road today is essentially the exact same Model Y we got revealed, back in 2019, went on sale back in 2020. So it certainly is time for a bit of an upgrade, especially when you look at the new Model 3, you look at Cybertruck, you look at Cybercab. Model Y is looking a bit dated, so Tesla is planning a change. And over the last week, we have gotten a bunch of new info on this Model Y Juniper refresh. We've gone from spy shots to renders to leaked images to now we've got truckloads of this thing in photo form, and this thing is ready to go. Tesla is building them, they've got some made, and it's going to go on sale relatively quickly. More on that in a moment. But like I mentioned, while most of the stuff with this a car upgrade is good, don't get me wrong, lots of great stuff with Model Y at Juniper, there are still some downgrades we should discuss because some of you really just might not be happy about what's going to change. And while Tesla is said to be making some controversial changes with the upcoming Model Y Juniper, there's also some news you need to know about with the current Model Y right now, like the one that's on sale and people are trying to buy. That is that you kind of can't take delivery of it. According to Drive Tesla Canada here, Tesla has paused deliveries of the current 2025 Model Y in the US here due to an EPA hold issue. Essentially, and this seems to happen a lot actually, some sort of regulatory red tape here. There are some things that need to get ironed out, and neither the EPA nor Tesla has given an update as to when this is going to be cleared out, and people are already reporting that their deliveries are on hold with no update in sight. So I've got plenty of kind of bad news things to talk about with the Model Y Juniper, but even with the current Model Y, bad news you should know about is that you can't take delivery as of right now. Hopefully this gets resolved soon, but just something you should know about if you're looking to buy a Model Y. All right, so important change number 1. One of the most controversial changes Tesla is making with Model Y Juniper is that they are removing the stocks, going totally stockless for all those typical stock controls, and also giving you a new wheel with those functions on them. So there's sort of 2 components to this change. One of them is that the traditional, gear shift selector stocks, what you've had in your vehicle for years, that is gone. So shifting from park to reverse or neutral to drive or whatever it may be, it's all going to be done on the touchscreen. Now there is a feature called Smart Shift where the car will try to intelligently figure out where you're trying to go and let you do the shifting kind of for you. But most of the time, the most reliable way to do it is by sliding your finger on the screen. So that is just like a muscle memory thing you're going to have to get sort of readjusted in your mind because everything here is on the display. There are some emergency physical buttons, I should clarify, but that's sort of really not meant to be the main thing. Tesla wants you to use the screen for all of your direction changing. The other big change to this is that Tesla is taking all of the controls that were on those physical stocks and now moving them onto a new steering wheel. Now, it is a regular round steering wheel. People will be happy. No yoke, no squircle, but all of those controls are on there. So windshield wiper controls, most notably your turn signals for going left or right, all of those are clicky physical buttons on the wheel. And it does admittedly take some time to sort of reprogram your brain on how to, instead of doing this to turn left or right, you've got to click the buttons on the wheel. Now, I should say that I think this is generally not as big of a deal as some people might believe it is. It is something you sort of get used to after a little bit of time, but I know there's a very big, vocal group of people who are, no stocks, no sale. They don't want this happening. They don't want this transition. And while there are some like third-party aftermarket solutions being worked on that look to sort of bring back the regular stock functionality, Tesla is all in on stockless. This is, no shadow of a doubt, this is where they're going. This is the technology they're working with, and they're going to move you to this whether you like it or not. So if you do prefer physical stocks, get the Model Y because that's the last Tesla with them because this new Model Y Juniper, 99% chance it will not have stocks. Second interesting change here with the Model Y Juniper that's a little controversial for some is the design of this vehicle. Now, the Model Y, really all Teslas are a little eclectic with their design, but I feel like due to their popularity, they've sort of become commonplace in most places around the world. But the new Model Y Juniper, from every shred of info we've got, is going to adopt a design language similar to the cyber theme of Tesla products, which is Cybertruck, Cybercab, and probably other things like that in the not too distant future. That means you're going to have a light bar on the back, you're going to have a light bar on the front, and while the general shape of the vehicle is going to about be the same, you are going to have that difference in sort of the lighting of the vehicle, which I know sounds like nothing, but it really sort of does make up the look and the curb appeal of this vehicle, and some people just might not like it. So again, I'm showing you on screen, this is our best guess of what the Model Y Juniper is going to look like. If you're not a fan of this design, it very well could change by the time this vehicle comes to market, but it's probably going to look something like this. So I would just sort of be expecting the design of your new Model Y to be reminiscent to the little Cybercab there. Not stainless steel, but lighting is definitely going to change. Now, I know this Model Y news isn't particularly good, but look, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be all doom and gloom because things are generally going good in the Tesla world. In fact, Tesla has had a pretty good quarter, delivery numbers were solid, and I know many of you guys are smiling, not just because it's good news, but because you guys have some extra money in your pocket thanks to the trades you made on Kalshi when I shared them last month. And if that name Kalshi sounds familiar, well, I've been singing their praises on this channel for months, but recently, over the last couple of weeks, they have just dominated the national spotlight because of really the influence they've brought to the betting markets with the 2024 presidential election here in the US. And many news organizations, individuals, so many people around the world are looking not at traditional polls, but they're looking at the betting markets on Kalshi as a much better representation of what's really going on and where people are putting money, not just sort of talking. Founded by two MIT engineers, think of Kalshi like the New York Stock Exchange. But instead of investing in stocks, you can invest in things you know about and you care about, things you're passionate about. The exchange has hundreds of thousands of users, and I can tell you right now, I can only imagine the volume they're doing right now must be insane. So many people are on the platform right now for good reason. And also remember that Kalshi, it's more than just US politics or the presidential election. You can trade on things in the climate sphere. You can look at Tesla, technology, EVs, politics, a culture. There is so much going on Kalshi right now, and there's never been a better time to jump on than right now, especially with the election a couple of days away. And just to sort of give you a live look here, again, Kalshi has been instrumental lately in sort of determining where people are putting sort of their money where their mouth is, so to speak, when it comes to the presidential election. And you can get in on the action right now. Let's say you were to believe Donald Trump was going to win the U.S. election. It's 66 cents for a yes. So you buy 100 shares for 66 bucks. If he wins, you make money. If he loses, you lose money. But you also have the ability to sell your shares before the event ends as well. So let's say it's at 66 cents now. You buy it at that price. It goes up to 80 cents. You sell there. You can make a profit and not have to wait for the ultimate result if you want to do things that way. Again, Kalshi has just been amazing and not only, again, really transforming how people view the 2024 election, but really instrumental in sort of allowing you to invest in events you're passionate about, sort of staying up on current events and being able to sort of do your own research, do your own analysis, and then make those trades that way on those contracts. Kalshi has been amazing. They've been a huge supporter of the channel, and I just love what they're doing. And again, now, credit to where credit is certainly earned. They are getting a bunch of well-deserved attention. And I know you all have been hearing about Kalshi right now, but let me do you one better. The first 500 of you guys who go through my link down below will get $20 of free credit when you sign up and make your first trade through my special link down below. So head on right now before the election happens, place your trade, get $20 of free credit, and again, only first 500 of you guys who sign up, so do not wait, act fast, and take advantage of this amazing offer. Again, learn more, check out what Kalshi has got to offer today, all the different markets they are involved in, all the amazing things you can do. The link right down below, and take advantage of my special offer today. Now, of course, one of the biggest reasons you might be a little concerned about Model Y Juniper, some bad news you should know, is that it's pretty much guaranteed that pricing is not going to stay the same, at least nearly not attractive as it is right now. As I mentioned previously, Tesla is just running a ton of different promotions and discounts and incentives to get you to buy a Tesla, especially the current Model Y, as they try to clear out inventory not so subtly for the new Model Y Juniper. They're offering just a bunch of discounts. So on top of a pretty low MSRP price, you've got federal and state incentives, you've got Tesla incentives in there. It's a very good time to buy a Model Y, and that is going to change when the Model Y Juniper launches and bursts onto the scene. And as much as I'd love to give you sort of the leaked price sheet on exactly what this car is going to cost, I really don't know. When the Model 3 Highland version came out around the world, prices generally went up from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, really just sort of depended on the market. I would expect that Tesla is going to do everything in their power to ensure that at least most models of the Model Y will still qualify for the federal tax credit, but I also think that a price increase is probably inevitable as Tesla is moving to this whole new platform. The current Model Y we've got on the road for years now, there's a reason, one of the reasons it can be sold at a bit of a discount as compared to a couple years ago is because Tesla has streamlined that process enough to bring their costs of good down. With this new manufacturing process, with this new design and materials, likely we're going to see a price increase. So again, I'm not going to say it's a major price increase, we really don't know, but if pricing is super important to you and you are very much attracted at the prices that we've got right now and all the incentives and discounts, now is probably a good time to take advantage of that, because while deals might still come to Model Y Juniper, likely won't be coming for a while in the beginning because that car is going to be hot on its own. And also, you know, with the Tesla trying to clear out inventory, they've just got a bunch of incentives you can stack right now that just will not be around in the new year when this car launches. Another component to the whole sort of pricing structure as well is trims. I don't exactly know what Tesla is going to do with the trim levels of this vehicle, specifically the base model. Now, the base Model Y that you get right now is still basically like as close as it gets to the mid-tier and the higher tier offering. You're getting the exact same interior. You're getting basically almost as much range, almost as much performance. You're getting a bit of a downgrade when it comes to the sound system, but by and large, inside and outside, it looks exactly like the Model Y you'll see for a long-range dual motor or a performance. It's basically the same. The reason I bring that up is because there's been a lot of discussion over the last couple of months that Tesla may change their strategy moving forward with the new Model Y, and instead of the base model being 90% of the other models minus a better sound system and more range, you might actually get a way more stripped down interior. This could include things like ditching the leather for a cloth interior, removing the RGB ambient lighting and going just with a standard white ambient light, no rear screen, no heated seats, no cooled seats, no heated steering wheel. I mean, to be fair, this isn't unprecedented. Other car companies do this with their entry-level models, and Tesla is already doing this over in Mexico with the Model 3. So I think there is a very good chance that if you're looking at the Model Y standard range, that you might be getting a bit of a downgrade in a sense if you wait for the new Model Y Juniper. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to for sure happen because I don't know, but what I can tell you is that the standard range Model Y right now, the base model, is very good. It's got a great leather interior, very good sound system, and most of what you're getting with the other models. The new Model Y could be a similar story, or it could be quite a downgrade inside of the interior. So definitely something to keep in mind, and something that could really play a part in the changing narrative when it comes to pricing for Model Y Juniper. This next point is particularly frustrating for some of you who have older Teslas, like 2023 or before, so keep in mind that this change is going to be a little jarring, and that is that Tesla will be removing, obviously on new vehicles, ultrasonic sensors. So if you've got a bit of an older Model Y and you're upgrading, or an older Model 3, or I guess even an S or an X, depending on the year, there are no ultrasonic sensors on this vehicle. Essentially, that means that the distance it's measuring from objects around the vehicle, so when you're parking in your garage, you're parking into a parking space, it's just way less reliable than the ultrasonic sensors. Now, to Tesla's credit, and in their defense, the vision system has gotten much better over the last few months. I think really in the last year, they've made strides in that department, and the new high-fidelity park assist feature is cool. But I'm just going to be honest, nothing is going to beat the rock-solid reliability of the ultrasonic sensors. And if you relied on that, if that's something you enjoyed and you wanted that more pinpoint accuracy when parking, the new system just cannot be trusted at the same level. It just can't. The car usually tells me I'm going to hit something when I still got a foot or two. So you sort of have to retrain your brain in many ways with this vehicle, including retraining your brain when it comes to how much you trust or distrust the vision-based system when it comes to parking. So if you love the ultrasonic sensors, sorry to say, there's not a chance they're here on Model Y Juniper, and that is going to be a bit of a downgrade depending on the model you're coming from. Finally, last but certainly not least, one of the other big components here that really will spell bad news for a while with this vehicle is just the general availability. Not just the ability to get this thing ordered and then take delivery, but even just getting this available in your region. What seems like the story right now, or at least the internal Tesla plan, is that it looks like this vehicle is going to launch first in the Chinese market, or at least all factories served by Giga Shanghai, and then it would start being produced in other factories. So Giga Texas here in the US, Giga Berlin for the European market, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're really into the Model Y Juniper and you want to buy ASAP, there's a very good chance as of right now that a first half of 2025 launch means we're going to start in the Chinese market and then slowly bring it to other parts of the world. That's exactly what Tesla did with the Model 3. It was available in some parts of the world and others, and it bounced around. I think it was like, 6 months, 9 months until it finally made its way to the US, that Model 3 Highland. So I wouldn't expect it to be all that different with Model Y Juniper. Now, maybe Tesla's going to change their tune and they're going to release it simultaneously in multiple parts of the world. That would make the most sense, but I definitely would sort of keep in mind that a staggered launch is on the table here, and that it might take a bit just to get the car available for you to order in your part of the world. Then once you order it, you got to wait for it to be able to be delivered to you. And with all these new Teslas, there's always a big scarcity. They're always in hot demand and limited supply, and it's going to take a bit. If you want to get a car, like in some cases, same day or in a couple of days, Tesla's got plenty of inventory right now for the current Model Y and the Model 3, et cetera, et cetera. So just keep in mind that if you want Model Y Juniper, you're not only going to have to wait until the announcement, you've got to wait till it's available for ordering in your region, and then wait for delivery, which you could be talking weeks or months between all these different blocks here in the timeline. So keep in mind, the Model Y Juniper waiting for that model might mean waiting 6 months, 9 months, maybe 3 weeks. We just don't know, but definitely keep that in mind as you do your planning for a new car. But like I mentioned, folks, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. This is a fantastic vehicle. By all accounts, by all the leaks, all the rumors, all the inside info, Model Y Juniper is shaping up to be a truly fantastic upgrade that I'm super excited about. Though again, in all fairness here, I'm not looking to sort of draw anybody in for misinformation, but I do want to let you know 5 things that are a downside to this vehicle and just things to consider. That's really my goal here on this channel, is to give you all the information that I can, so you can make the best decision for you with all the data you've got on what you want to do. Buy now, wait, take advantage of the deals, wait for the new upgrade. I just want to give you the info. You can make your own decision, but that is what we know right now. So with that, I want to turn it over to you guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you learned, what you liked or disliked from this video. Also want to give a huge thanks to Mini REVs for supporting the channel. They're the makers of these super amazing, high quality, and just crazy accurate mini EV models here that are just fantastic. They've got Model S, Model X, Model Y, and of course, they've got my beloved Cybertruck here. I've got this matte black option that looks really cool. You can pick up some accessories with this thing. Anyone will enjoy it, whether you're 3 years old, 30 years old, 100 years old. If you love Teslas, you are going to enjoy the build quality, the precision, and just the fun over geeking out over little Tesla models that are really accurate, really well made and just a cool addition to your desk, your shelf, your locker, if you're in school, wherever you are, whatever stage in life. If you're a Tesla fan, you are going to love this. If you want to check out all that Mini REVs has to offer, they've got an incredible collection at a really great price. Hit the link down below to learn more and check it out for yourself today. And if you want a chance to win a free Amazon gift card, 3 simple things you got to do as always. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, and just let me know in your comment that you say to the end and what your plan is. Are you waiting for a new Model Y? Are you going to buy right now? What Tesla do you have if you're sort of off the market, not looking? Let me know. Curious. As always, I appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld. I'll see you all in the next one.